I'm thrilled to be at the Laurent Perrier Garden at the Chelsea Flower Show, where I'm joined by David Hesketh, Managing Director of Laurent Perrier UK. David, first of all, can I start by saying congratulations on your gold medal?
Yes, thank you very much indeed. We're absolutely thrilled and delighted.
It's fantastic. How did your relationship with Chelsea Flower Show come about?
Well, our involvement, it goes back now to 11 years, and initially we were working with Terence Conran, and then we worked with Harpers and Queen, now Harpers, and we felt that we wanted to have our own garden. And so about 5 years ago we started just to have the Laurent Perrier garden, and since then we've gone from success to success.
Is there a match between the champagne and the flowers? Do you think they complement each other?
Yes, I think when you look at it, why are we at Chelsea? Champagne is a very natural product. Grapes are grown and then made into champagne. And so there is an affinity with actually working in the Chelsea Flower Show because it's a natural environment. And I just think it reminds people that champagne isn't manufactured, it's grown and it's produced. I think within Laurent Perrier you have a range of champagnes. The Brut Non-Vintage, which we're drinking now, is our non-vintage blend, and then it's light, it's fresh, and I think it's the perfect aperitif wine. So if you're welcoming your guests, it's the great way to greet them and welcome them to the reception. And the 99 vintage now is just at its peak. It's drinking really, really well. And then I suppose the highlight of any wedding reception is the toast to the bride and groom. And what better way, what more romantic way than using Laurent Perrier Rosé. I think the seductive pink colour, it's just the perfect champagne to toast.
It's beautiful. It's one of my favourite champagnes, I've got to say. And I am also rather partial to the Ultra Brut. Can you tell me a little bit about that, please?
Yes. Without being too technical, at the final stage of producing champagne, they have what's called dosage. Champagne, when it's had the second fermentation, is totally dry, and the Brut Non-Vintage, for instance, will be so austere, very, very acidic, very, very lean, that you add back a little bit of sugar in solution to the champagne to get it to be more balanced. So you're balancing sugar and acidity, and that's why, for instance, this has got around about 13 grams per litre of residual sugar. You don't notice it because of the acidity, but it gives it balance.
Okay.
With Ultra Brut, we don't do the dosage.
I see.
So really, that is, in terms of a champagne, that balance between sugar and acidity is in the grapes.
Right.
So it's always based on a vintage year. Sometimes it might be a blend of vintage years, but it's about having that perfect balance between sugar and acidity in the grapes. And consequently, because you don't have the dosage, it is lower in calories.
Fantastic. So it's a good tip for brides going on their honeymoon and want to be looking svelte in their bikinis. The Ultra Brut would be the champagne of choice.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining
pleasure.
me. I'm now joined by Luciano, who actually designed the garden here. Luciano, it's your first garden at Chelsea. Congratulations on winning gold.
Thank you so much.
That's fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about the garden itself?
The garden is a space that evokes a certain state of calmness. So is how an arrangement of plants can evoke this sense of calmness and stillness. And being here today and having the reaction from the public is what they are saying, how calm the space is. And this is, for me, is the real success.
Do you have a favourite part of the garden?
There are many parts. I suppose there is. I designed the gardens with this experience of the viewers, people that come to the show that are not able to enter the space. So it was very much about the experience from the outside more than the inside. So I love the water features at the front, the candle windows that kind of gives you a view through the garden. And also this area of the garden is very silent, if you want.
Yeah.
It's a quiet garden, is a quiet part of the garden with the reflecting pool and how the tone of the stone kind of work together.
Yeah.
And the Nigel Hall sculpture, which is very quiet and very silent. And I think this quality, I love this quality in this part of the garden.
Now, of course, for people planning their weddings, do you have any advice for brides-to-be?
I suppose it's always about choosing something that is really you. I suppose with everything that you do, and be guided by an expert, but really choose choose the flower that you're really passionate about. And what I've done here with the flower show was very much, this is my very first border in my life. I've been working for 12 years, so this is my very first flower arrangement, if you want. And I wanted to have certain colors and certain moods that if I was going to buy flowers, this is the flowers that I would buy.
Can I ask you about your as you said, flower arrangement here? The colours are really deep, they're stunning, there's something that really caught my eye. What influenced that?
This is very personal, you know, flowers, colors are very personal, so I like moody colors. I like more colors that are strong and kind of evoke a certain moods, and it's a very personal expression. So, as I said, I just wanted to have this kind of color that kind of works with the light in terms of grey sky and sunshine in the same way.
English weather, basically.
English weather is you have to take it into account.
And finally, can I ask you, do you have your own garden?
I don't have a garden on my own, but I spend a lot of time in gardens. I'm working all the time in gardens, so I suppose it's not yet the time to kind of develop my own garden. But I'm really grateful for the Laurent Perrier in terms of the opportunity and the kind of and the kind of feedback that I have from them. I'm really grateful for that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining
You're very
us.
welcome. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Thank you.